Infinity War number 3. Gamora, Requiem, has the Infinity Stones, but it's okay, because Loki's here to save the day. Hit the music! Alright, here we go. Infinity War number 3. Alright, I gotta get this out now. I'm gonna try to limit it throughout the rest of the book, but I gotta say it. This Flo character is horrible. It is horrible. It is a joke, and I cannot stand this character. Scott Duggan, you screwed up this book with this character. You completely just make this ridiculous, stupid, quip-throwing, just, oh, I'm LOL so random, and a smart aleck, and the whole freaking, the universe is at stakes here, and she's like, yeah, go ahead and kill Loki. You'll finally get what you got coming. And this is an Asgardian we're talking about. This is, I mean, listen to some, as we go, you know what? No. As I go through this, I'm going to point it out, because I'm sick and tired of this kind of stuff. Marvel, why? Anyways, hey, let's get into the book. I'll point it out as we go. All right, deep breaths. Here we go. All right, so right off the bat, Loki's, hey, don't kill me. Wait. And Gamora's like, why should I trust you? And for good reason, he is kind of the, god of mischief and quite the trickster. And, my favorite character, Flo, has to chime in with, oh, finally, I might have a story to tell. Yeah, I would feed her to Delandra right off the bat. Just make her the first one. And then Loki has to point out, hey, she kills me, you're next. And she points out that, well, at least she'd be the one going down like a man. That's kind of a sexist term there. I don't think she should have probably said that. But anyways, and look at the first pick. Her standing there with her hands on her hips. Loki's got a sword to his throat. He's got a plan. And she's just sitting there with her hands on her hips, not doing anything. Not making an attempt at Gamora, nothing. Just go with the flow. Floa. And so Loki is basically pulling I have a secret. I know something that you don't. That's why I could be useful to you. And basically he tells her that there's other realities. The heroes, and they get the stones back. He's seen it. And if you don't believe me, look for yourself. Then Thanos pops up over her shoulder and says, hey, I would trust Loki. I would take Loki at his word. And Gamora, of course, is crazy, so she's swinging at Thanos that isn't there, saying that she doesn't trust any of them. But then she does decide to take a look, and she peers into some of these alternate realities. And in a very Loki way, Loki is saying, hey, yeah, you can do that with the stones. You can peer into these alternate realities, but I'm sure you would have figured that out on your own. So he's instantly trying to point out to her his worth and why he is worth keeping around. So we look over into the next reality, and in that reality, first of all, Requiem's riding a dragon blowing fire, which is pretty awesome. But Requiem and Gamora aren't even the same entity. On top of that, Thanos is standing in the background chilling, and Moondragon and Phyla are the ones trying to take the stones from her. And Gamora points out, look, I'm not really worried about alternate universes. I control this universe. I'm the master of this universe, and I really don't have to worry about anything, apparently, because Moondragon and Phyla are both dead here. Not by my hands, but they're dead. And however, tell me about this God Quarry. I want to see. I cannot see beyond that place. And Loki says, "Hey, I'm glad to take you. I just got back." And Gamora instantly responds to this with, "I know the way." And Loki's like, "Okay, cool. Well, you just go ahead, and I'll be here. Since you got the stones and all, I'll be here when you get back, or if you change your mind." And Gamora's like, not so fast. I'm putting all of you into the Soul Stone. And with that, Gamora unfreezes time. And right off the bat, Thor's like, Loki, what are you doing? And Loki's just like, I'm just trying to help, brother. And Gamora tells everyone to line up and get into the Soul Gem, basically, and face their judgment. And Moon Knight here and Spider-Man are having a conversation saying, hey, what just happened? And who's Gamora? And I just pick a bad time to space out. And Peter Parker there is just saying, hey, Gamora's taking over the family business. Be ready to punch whoever I start punching. Well, they aren't going to get a chance, because right then she decides to chain the heroes together. And you see from earlier where Captain America and Doctor Strange were kind of strapped together, those two are going to be combined, and she just takes the whole universe. She basically says she saw the universe as too big, and she needed it to be tamed and pruned back. And she says, however, she miscalculated. And I guess we're going to find out what that means in the future. But what she does is she takes all these individuals, and the way that Thanos did it is he snapped and he eliminated half the universe. The way she does it is she takes the universe and folds it in half, which is a very interesting take on this. And it's interesting because when she does this, she folds all of reality, all the universe, time, everything gets folded in half. So it has a insane, crazy impact on heroes throughout history. And you begin to see that first with Steven Rogers. And we have a scene in the past, many years ago, of these guys arriving at a secret facility, and they're discussing Erskine's, I can't ever pronounce that name, talking about his work. Well, now it's her work, and they're saying it succeeded, but they didn't get exactly what they thought they would. And when they go into the lab, it's actually very much occult, mystic arts stuff. And you start looking around, and the general's like, what are we looking at? And what in the devil is this? And she promised we could deliver soldiers by the end of the war, and we have one, but it's just not what we thought. And it is a Doctor Strange, Captain America, sorcerer / soldier supreme. And he's trying to figure out his powers, and he is as confused as they are. So Gamora's seeing this since she can see all of reality, and she's saying, that's not what I intended. Of course, my favorite character, Flo, in the background, yielded much power cosmic, have ya? Ha ha ha. I'd have snapped right there and she'd been gone forever. I'd have fed her that darn soul stone monster thing. I'm just done with her. Anyways, and then Thanos pops in and says, I might have some advice for you. There are many deaths. I wonder which you will call upon yourself. And she's kind of being smug about this. And it's like, all you did was blunder through having the Infinity Stones. I will hear you no more. And yeah, she has a point, but she's repeating the same mistakes, realizing that, hey, maybe holding infinite power isn't as easy as it seems. So Loki continues to basically prove his worth to butter up Gamora, and she basically tells him, look, you can't stay. And he's begging her, don't dump me into this freak show, and definitely don't merge me with anybody. And Floa is like, oh, please don't merge me with Loki, that would be horrible. And yeah, being merged with anybody would be horrible, but of course Floa is just makes me grind my teeth. And when Loki's talking about the freak show, the next page we get this 2-page spread of the freak show, and you have some crazy characters here. Iron Hammer, which is Tony Stark plus Thor, and you have Soldier Supreme, which we've already seen. Weapon Hex, which is a X-23 / Scarlet Witch combination. We have Arachnite, Moon Knight, and Spider-Man, and the Ghost Panther, which is awesome. I'm sorry. And over in the back, you got Wolverine and Emma Frost combined for I'm Diamond Patch. I don't know what they're calling him. I think there's a quip about it, but there's not a. I haven't seen definitively his name yet. So, but yeah, you get this freak show, as Loki said. And after the freak show's done, we get to see Loki continue to try to work on Gamora as far as convincing his worth. And he makes the point that your father once, talking about Thanos, once cut the universe in half. And I mentioned this a little bit earlier. But you've now done exactly the same thing. But you did it a lot more creatively, of course. You've considered that already, haven't you? And Thanos pops in over her and says, Did we? Did we consider that? And Loki points out that, hey, you got a genuine advantage. You got me by your side, and you don't have Mephisto here to wobble you off your axis. And Gamora grabs him by the throat and says, "I will not make the same mistakes my father did." And she's like, "Well, stop for a minute." And Loki stops her. Have you thought about why the Infinity Stones are different here now? They're a circuit now. They power each other. And why was the mind over matter when it came to the Power Stone? Why did it shrink? Why was that? And he said, "I have a lot of questions. Why was the Reality Stone in another reality? Why was the Time Stone in another time? Someone didn't want us to get our hands on them. And I've seen myself in another universe. I wield Mjolnir. And I want to know why. Why in this reality that I don't? Who is to blame for my misery? And I want you to help me solve that mystery together." But no matter how hard Loki tries, Gamora just won't trust him. Well, Flo has to chime in and say, "Hey, if you can just erase me from reality rather than merging me to him, that'd be great." And Gamora says, "You're chronicling events. Why?" And Flo just says, "Look, I've never written a book." So she allows her to accompany her to the God Quarry, but Loki's got to go. And Loki gets dumped in to this with everybody else that's inside the Soul Stone. And why he's dumped in there and has this moment of you think he's going to be disappointed, he is exhilarated. He's jumping on poles saying, "I know just where to begin," and yelling at people saying, "Where do the X-Men dwell?" And the dude yells back, "Get a job, druggie." So while Loki's on his merry way, we are at the God Quarry with Gamora and Flo. And we get an explanation a little bit about Devondra and how basically the gem has always hungered, and that once the beast is filled, once the soul is filled, another branch of reality can be created, but not before Gamora learns the secrets of this place. And she's talking about the God Quarry and the floor at the bottom of the God Quarry that she can't seem to see through, and that bugs her. So she just starts just moving everything, just get it out of here. And I can't tell if there's tentacles coming out, but it looks like there might be, like Devondra or something is locked away in there. But from there, we're at the X Mansion, and we have Loki walking up to the door, knocking, and answered by, well, I don't know, Logan and Emma. And Loki's making fun of it. He says, "Now this is unexpected. You're Logan and Emma, aren't you?" And the Logan guy responds with, "Look, darling, whatever you're selling, I'm not interested. Is your name Diamond Patch, Crazy Claws?" And he just whips out a claw and says, "I can't abide rudeness." And Loki says, "Hold up now. No, wait. I'm here for your help." And he gets stabbed in the arm. And Loki says, "I'm telling the truth." And Logan, or Emma Logan, sits there and reads his mind and says, "Good news is your story checks out." And then he slams the door in his face. And that's the end. We got and he's telling him, "Look, if we don't get this fixed, the world is doomed, and Loki's locked out, and we're going to have to find out what happens." But before we do, we're going to get to go into Iron Hammer and Soldier Supreme. So, guys, this gets pretty fun from here, and kind of crazy. So I'm going to miss stuff in these books that are coming up, and you'll see why when you start merging people. So if I miss one in the comments, go down and put what the combination was. So if you haven't hit subscribe, hey, go ahead and do so. It's free all year long, and leave a like. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for all my subscribers. I appreciate y'all, and that's all I got. But you're going to have some pretty consistent videos coming out, hopefully, and Real Comic Stacks out.